need to know this. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our cares team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. Welcome to greencardguys.tv. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice immigration law in all 50 states in America and across the world, helping you solve your immigration problem and maybe prevent the problem from happening in the first place. How y'all doing? Happy belated Thanksgiving. Hope y'all had a good one. Of course, if you're in America, you live in America, then you know all about Thanksgiving, all the things you got to do to get ready for it. So, and if you live abroad, you're probably not as familiar. Well, we're hope to get you an opportunity to come to America so you know more about Thanksgiving. So today's topic is about why your USCIS interview got canceled and what you need to know. All right, folks, welcome to greencardguys.tv. So here, let's get down to it. And I'm happy if this is your first time here on the show. Welcome to the show. You're welcome to put your question down in the comment section, chat box, whatever you call it, or just share your experience. A lot of folks love to share their experience on the show, whether it's positive or negative. And we do offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you, because we know that a lot of y'all probably already talked to so many different lawyers and still confused. And that's okay. That's why we're here. Or just join the live show and I'll try to answer your questions. All right, looks like all the mics are working. And so today's question, why has my USCIS interview been canceled? Okay. We don't know your specific situation, of course, but usually for the most part, people's interview get canceled because either they need USCIS needs to conduct further investigation, or they need to simply just move it around so they can accommodate other scheduling. Maybe because of a lawsuit where, delay law. If you have a case where you've been delayed and, you got scheduled pretty quickly, let's say within 3 months or 6 months of you filing the case, and someone else has been waiting like 6 years or something ridiculous, what we call unreasonable, then maybe that's the reason yours got bumped off. Or maybe, you're going for a marriage green card interview and they want to do all naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. Those cases, those interviews that day. So it's not always saying that something has done, you have a bad case, right? I think you might know if you should provide more evidence. Okay, because some of y'all think like, oh, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to, provide marriage evidence, and we ask, well, what did you provide? And these people say my marriage certificate. And so some people think that's enough. That's not enough, folks. Okay. You're going to have to share more information. All right. And, just one example that most people should know by now is a joint shared bank account. Okay. A joint bank account. Some of y'all have filed a long time ago and say like, yeah, we get along and everything. We're married, but I have no need to join an account. Look, that's like one of the first things that USCIS officer is going to look at. So please get that done, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be the same day you got married, but you could have been married for a couple of years already. So I share this in the context of why USCIS interview got canceled, because if you have not done this already, this is a good time to get your act together, okay? Maybe act is not the right word. Get it together, okay? Go to the bank and create an account or join the other spouse's account, okay? This does not mean that you have to give money to your spouse, but actually it might be, stronger than that, in the sense that your spouse, both people have access to the bank account. So if you want to withdraw money, the government is more, it can basically feel more comfortable that this is a legit marriage, okay? If you know anyone who has been approved because or in a situation where they didn't have to join account, they got lucky. Okay. This is 2023, November 2023, the Monday after Thanksgiving. And there's a new day, folks. Okay. It's a new day. I will continue to be surprised if the USCIS officer or judge would approve someone for a green card based on marriage, but there's no joint account. Okay. You let us know in the comments. Okay. Let us know. We'd love to know that. But if you did, you got lucky, which is great for you. But here we're on a show to give tips live here so that you can avoid that problem of a denial. Okay, folks, because, of course, there's other situations, but, the worst case scenario where they maybe could have rescheduled or took your interview off the date and canceled it is maybe they want to do a site visit. But I doubt that, because you would think that they did that before upon reviewing your file. But you never know the government. The government is not really organized. And sometimes they even give people green cards and they should not have, and they revoke it later, like years later. So go figure, right? It's ridiculous. But here we are, okay? Let me answer some questions. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving week. Apparently, when I was back in school, we didn't have a full week off. So that's why I wasn't live last week. I had the 2 kiddos at home. And, that was basically my job. If any of y'all parents, you know what I'm talking about. The kids are number one. All right, Imran, you said wife got RFE on I-130. You did not get any letter for it. Well, it will be. How'd you know you got RFE then? Was it online that you got notified? Well, if it's online, your online access account or my USCIS account, then it should provide the RFE letter notice in an online system. Your marriage is over 4 years. Congratulations to you. And more than 2 years after you submitted your application. So the key thing here is that most people are delayed, but we encourage filing lawsuits, but only in situations where you're eligible to do that. So we'll definitely let you know. So one of the considerations here is, Imran, is that if you're the sponsor, are you the resident or U.S. citizen? If you're a U.S. citizen, then that's definitely unreasonable timing, more than 2 years. Okay. If you're a resident and you're sponsoring your spouse, then it generally does take longer, but not so much because of petition. It's because of the visa bulletin. Okay. So is your wife sponsoring? Is your wife a resident or U.S. citizen? Okay. I'll come back to you later unless you're answering right now. All right. Now on TikTok. What's going on? What's up? Okay. Okay, she's a U.S. citizen. Okay, so if you file a petition, and I'm assuming everything else, then 485 and all the other forms, then yeah, 2 years is not reasonable. Give us a call, okay? Send us you're on Instagram, send us a DM, and let's get in touch. All right, you're from Afghanistan. Your asylum case approved. Congratulations. Can you apply for a green card? Yes, Salim, you can. Congratulations to you on your asylum approval. You probably waited several years for that. Actually, let us know, Salim, if you can, how long you waited for after you filed your application, 589. I'd be interested to know. And so yes, to answer your question, you can apply for the 485 application, even if you got approved for asylum yesterday. And it's because earlier this year, in February, they changed the policy so that you still have to wait 1 year in general to actually receive the green card, but they changed it to where you can apply for the 485 now. You don't have to wait a full year. And I think the policy reason behind that is because USCIS recognizes that these 485 applications based on asylee status takes forever anyway. So you might as well just send it in. So hopefully that helps. Okay, Leon, can you petition your mom while you have green card? You cannot, unfortunately. You have to become a U.S. citizen. And so once you become a U.S. citizen, then that would be considered immediate relative category, and there's no wait time, quote unquote. But there is, of course, the processing time, but there's no wait time in terms of the visa having to wait like the preference category. Layla, you have an RFE. Oh, you sent your RFE response back for green card marriage. Ooh, 7 months not hearing from USCIS. Yeah, it's tough. People ask if we should file a lawsuit on that. There's not really a black and white number on that one, but I'm assuming maybe you already sent in. What do you call that? Who's a sponsor? Is the sponsor a citizen? That's the thing. Like sometimes people get RFE based on like asking for maintaining, like show proof that you maintain your status, but that's not possible. Or I mean, could be possible, but it's usually unlikely when the sponsor is a resident holder. So that's going to be tough. So that's something we look at, even if you're like, can we file a lawsuit? A lot of people ask us that, and we'll take a look and ask questions like this to verify. Because once we take a look and we're like, actually, you're not even eligible anyway. Why need to file a lawsuit, right? It doesn't make sense. Salim, thank you. You live in Massachusetts. So our office is in Houston, Texas. And we help anyone that, of course, live anywhere in the world. You're in Massachusetts, so I bet it's really cold right now. But, we have videos like this video conference with our premier attorneys and our team. We use dial pads, so you can give us a call. Okay. Maybe the best way to do that, if you're sent on TikTok, or you can follow right up here and then send us a DM and we can send you information. Otherwise, our website is greencardguys.com. Greencardguys.com. And you can find us there. Okay, our information. BB Medina, you sent a 485 application with a valid physical, I think you mean exam, from results from USCIS surgeon. Now they say expired. Ooh, yeah, that sucks. Okay, so it may be the timing, not so much that it expired. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's frustrating. It could be based on timing because the USCIS has been changing policy about the medical. So for a while, it was like you can only provide a medical that you had, like if you want to obtain it live, if you want to obtain it, the results, and then you have to apply within 30 days. Okay, but some people, of course, you get delayed for any number of reasons. Maybe you get to try to get the bank account, so you delayed it, the filing, and so that could be the reason for expiring. But the other reason people have to get a new one because of medical is if the government at that time required the COVID vaccine. But anyways, but if people file the application before the government's requirement of the COVID vaccine, then you don't have to do it. So that's a good thing. Good day, Simon. How long is I-360 taking to get approved? That's tough to say because it also depends who your original sponsor is, the abuser, a U.S. citizen or resident. If the the abuser was a U.S. citizen, then it's going to be faster. But it's hard to say because Nebraska Service Center and Vermont Service Center, they're wild. I don't know why it takes so long. I would say definitely at least 15 months minimum. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me switch over here. Hey, what's up, Tony? I don't know if you're still live here. Thought about you the other day because I started coughing. Oh my goodness. I gotta get better. Mauricio, you have to travel to Spain to obtain your Spanish citizenship. Congratulations to you. You're thinking about requesting expert request for 45 is pending. They don't allow it. I'm sorry. They don't allow, because I asked before, they just don't allow it. And please remember, folks, the expert request is really created because of the pandemic. So if they deny your request, I hate to say, just don't get butthurt because I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It is frustrating for sure, but it's not what we call a right to get your case expedited. And some people asked the other day, I think someone commented a question about, is there like a special letter or something? No, we just call in. I mean, I don't know if they still allow it by website chat on with Emma, but you could try that. But you don't have to send in a letter. It's typically website chat or call in. You just tell them the reasons, right? And they're gonna tell you their general like 3 or 4 categories of reasons, and we have a free guide about it. Um, but it's very specific. And even if you think you have a qualified reason, the people on the inside might not agree with you. So yeah, Tony, I have 2 little kids, so there's something going around in the schools. It's unfortunate. It's pros and cons of having kids. And Ness, what's up? You have travel and work permit, and POD is March 2023. Your status of your case is stuck on evidence has been received for medical RFE and no other update. Okay, I'm assuming you did respond back with your medical. Yeah, right, received. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people have been sending in the medical exam and when they've been requested. So it's not a guarantee that your case will be interview will be waived, but it's a pretty good indication because during the pandemic and before, if you didn't send in a medical, they would just send you a letter say courtesy notice, bring the medical to the interview. So that's a good sign in that sense. However, some people have been still waiting for a decision. So it's hard to explain because USCIS doesn't update us like why is it delayed for a situation like that. Your PODM, I guess that means priority date, March 2023. Yeah. That is a while. It was still earlier this year, so it's not horrible. But yeah, that's a long time. Okay. If it's been more than a year for sure, then let's chat. Okay, give us a call. Yeah, it's just a waiting game now. You sent in medical in April. I think you told us that before. If it's been a year, then give us a call. Okay, Rick. Waiting for your 45 to be approved and been waiting 1 year and 2 months. Okay. Yeah, what state is this? Shay Ray is asking you. And also, is your sponsor a U.S. citizen? California. What city? Let me check that out. Let me check out the USCIS process time for you, which you probably saw yourself. Yeah, 1 year. Okay, U.S. citizen. Okay, let me check it out. 485. Los Angeles County. Oh yeah, you're in LA. That's always slow. Everything over there is slow. I was there a couple weeks ago. Man, so much traffic. LA. Okay, LA County. Okay, so let me share my screen. I mean, I know you're on TikTok, but I'll share my screen on Facebook and YouTube for others to see. And okay, you can see LA County is 80% of cases are complete with 13 and a half months. Now, is this information accurate? It seems as fairly accurate as a range. It doesn't mean that your case has to be approved in terms of waiting that amount of time, but in your situation, it appears that you've actually already waited that amount of time. So, but people considering like, do I need to wait a certain amount of time on the processing timetable online, and then I can file a lawsuit? You technically don't have to, but it is a case-by-case situation, depending on jurisdiction where you live in the country, because some U.S. attorneys are a little bit more flexible than others, probably more so depending on their experience, but also what's expected based on the application type. So 45 typically wouldn't file a lawsuit until at least 15 to 16 months. So for Rick, I would probably wait a couple more months in terms of considering to file a lawsuit, but just hang tight, okay? Now, if it seems like you can file, if you go down here below, I'm sharing on Facebook and YouTube. When is your receipt date? You just type it in, and then as you click on Get Inquiry Date, and it'll let you know, like, okay, you can submit inquiry, basically. So I would try that. Will it get you anywhere? Probably not, to be honest, but it gives a peace of mind, I suppose, to try that. And then, it's 15, 16 months, give us a call. I know, strange. I actually hope you don't have to call us because you have to file a lawsuit, but we just, we hope that USCIS or State Department issues a visa, issues a approval notice, but worst case scenario, we're here. Okay. We're here for y'all if you need us. Okay, mid-circle. Do you recommend filing a mandamus lawsuit after 9 months of administrative processing? So yeah, administrative processing is a nasty one. Okay, it's one of the nastiest situations, including waivers, filing a lawsuit on waivers. It depends on the country. All right, mid-circle depends on the country and your jurisdiction. It's not a flat yes or no anymore, unfortunately. All right. By the way, folks, this is a good time to mention if you got some value from our live shows, whether today or in the past, if you don't mind, please go to reviewtinglaw.com. I think that's the website, reviewtinglaw.com. And especially if you already talked to our CARES team member, I really love your feedback about our customer service. That really fuels our team members' engines in that sense. Some motivation for the day, because no one likes to work, but they really enjoy working and helping y'all. So that's good. All right, Jennifer, you're a U.S. citizen. You petition your husband. I-130 filed last month. Is it okay to apply him here to apply as a nurse here? EB3, then we'll have 2 applications then. You're right. So yes, he can get sponsored if the clinic or hospital wants to sponsor him. But the thing is, yes, in general, you can have more than one application on file, where one is employment-based and one is family-based. Employment-based, there's so many steps before even filing the petition itself. So that we're happy to chat about. Okay, so if you want you or your husband to give us a call or answer some questions right up here, then we'll provide more resources for y'all. But yeah, just going through sponsorship, it's going to take about, for EB3, at least 2 years. And I don't know which country your husband's from, but depending on that, hopefully not China, India, Mexico, or Philippines, because that will take even longer, potentially. Okay. Hello, you're planning on getting married to fiance who's overseas. Congratulations to you, and would like to like a visa choice. Yeah, let's chat about it. I mean, in general, I don't recommend fiance visa pathway. That generally takes way longer than someone who's married. But we have a whole. We definitely will like to share more information with you. A consultation information about that will take a while, so I can either record a video or you can schedule a chat with us. Okay, Jennifer, Philippines, shoot. I don't know why I had that feeling, but let me go to the visa bulletin. I may need to record a separate video about employment-based, the steps. Okay, Philippines. Okay. So this is the visa bulletin for the travel.state.gov. Okay, I'm sharing on YouTube and Facebook, and it relies on Chart A most of the time in terms of when to get interview and the visa. So for EB3, yeah, for Philippines, we're working on a case with priority date of December 2021. But again, Jennifer and others in the situation, it's gonna take a while. So yeah, like Tony said here, your marriage case will probably move faster for you anyways, but still Philippines, so it could take longer. But at least you're not doing fiance visa pathway, because that would take even longer. Okay, I would only suggest the EB3 for you, Jennifer's spouse, if it already has a sponsor. If he doesn't have a sponsor, no need to go through that stress. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, you're hedging your options. Yeah, I mean, it's good to look at your options for sure. Absolutely. That's why we go. That's another reason we go on a live show. But if others are watching this and you're not from the Philippines or your spouse is not from the Philippines, China or India, Mexico, then it might be a you know an option you may really want to consider. You got an RFE. Okay, you got an RFE last month on marriage-based green card. You're smacking your face. Why are you doing that? It's not totally a bad thing. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to provide them exactly what they want, so that you hopefully you or your spouse can get approved. Okay, so no need to smack your face unless it was a medical exam. Because I'm telling y'all, if you're filing for marriage case, hot tip: if you haven't heard from your friends already, provide the medical exam results in a sealed envelope at the time that you file your application. Okay. I think I'm just making an assumption here. Maybe y'all want to tell me. I am curious. Why do people file the package without the medical? Is that because you just didn't know that you had to do that, and you find out later? I'm safely assuming that that is the reason. Okay, that is the reason. But let me know. All right. Yamileth Oliva. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Do you need to have hardship to win cancellation or removal? You only have a baby and he's healthy. I mean, I'm glad to know your baby's healthy. Yes, you need a hardship. Okay, not not you, but your qualifying relatives, like your baby, which is a pretty strong one. If you don't have whether you have a spouse or not. But I mean, if you didn't have a spouse, then it's makes the case a bit more stronger for you, of course, or in terms of the hardship story. Um, I've got a trial tomorrow actually about it. So, yeah, it's extremely and exceptionally unusual hardship standard for cancellation removal for non-permanent residents, aka people that don't have status right now. It is pretty ridiculous standard. So I'm happy to chat about it. We set very, very limited cases about it. I'm thinking about recording videos on it so you can have more information on it, but because I know it is pretty expensive. It takes a lot of time to prepare clients, witnesses for testimony. um, back to Jennifer. Tony, I see your comment. That has worked for some people, but that's before getting married. It sounds like, well, I mean, of course you're married because you already filed your petition. So if you apply now, most likely your husband is going to get denied. Okay, a visitor visa. That's the story we've heard from a lot of people. But for folks who have not been married yet, but you're thinking about it, you might want to apply for visitor visa first. Okay, there's a DS-160 online. Which, by the way, folks, this is a great time to mention. Our firm does not help with visitor visa applications, preparing for it, filing for it, just because I don't think it should cost that much to the value that we're focusing on certain cases. But I realize that some people have a lot of questions on it and want to get it done correct the first, second, or third time. So we will, what do you call? We will prepare a program to share more information about it. So stay tuned. Not exactly sure when we're going to release it, but could be next week or two. Okay, before Christmas break. Great question, Tony. This is the best question. What did I have for Thanksgiving? I ate. We don't eat turkey these days, okay? Because that, of course, I think what you call that tryptophan, it gets us really tired. So lately, we've had an uncle cook brisket in his smoker. He's got one of those things that, like, I think you call it the egg or something. It's got a green or red cover. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The brisket is our main thing. They got something else. One of the cousins got something else called like dirty. They call it dirty rice. I think it's kind of like the Popeyes rice. It was pretty good. So, what's y'all's favorite thing to eat? So yeah, this year is no Asian food. Well, yeah, we actually, for those Filipinos out there, we actually had lumpia. we did not have our typical like Vietnamese or other Chinese egg roll. Okay, I know y'all gonna make some jokes here, but we had lumpia this time. All right, so shout out to the Filipinos. Want to represent y'all's culture. All right. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the situation, Jennifer. All right. So, Enrique, can you get your papers by opening a business? Um, so there's a lot to it, in terms of which country you're from, what type of visitor visa you're trying to apply for, maybe an e-visa, treaty trade visa. It is possible, but I would not. I would not. I would not apply in America. You can until the very last second. I mean, don't file to the very last second, because when people hire us and you're trying to file through one of these visas and you're here on visitor visa now, we need at least a couple months, okay? And most people who are a U.S. citizen right now, it takes them sometimes several months to even start their business because of mindset, right? But I'm glad if your mindset is ready to start a business, we still need at least 2 months to help you out, okay? Because some people do contact us when their visa is clicking. The time is clicking in terms of like the deadline or expiration date. So let's see here. Thanks so much for your questions. I'm not sure if I'm able to respond to everyone. Doesn't look like, because I have a team meeting very soon and I have to prepare a client for the trial again. Okay, so by the way, that's something we love to do. We love preparing clients for trial, prepare the witnesses, their spouse, their family members, because that's an opportunity for the client and the family to tell their story, okay, in court. Again, we have set very limited cases for a reason, because otherwise it would be a free-for-all with deadlines, and it can be stressful for our team, not just for me. So we're very specific on which clients to accept for court cases. I use this. It's just tough. We want to help as many people as possible, but we had to realize, of course, there's other attorneys that we can refer you to. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. But yeah, okay, Enrique, you have DACA. Okay, good. You have DACA, so you got a work permit, and you're trying to open a photography business. So fortunately, at least in Texas, I don't believe any other state requires to see any status, okay, of your immigration status. But you do have to, even when you apply for the IRS tax ID number, EIN, as far as I know, they still don't ask for your immigration status. So that's a good thing. But if you're talking about like starting a business so you can get a visa, it's possible. But let's talk about that. Okay, it's a little complex for people who are asylum seekers, TPS holders, and DACA. Okay, I can answer 2 more questions, folks. All right, then I have to see y'all. If I see y'all tomorrow, it'll probably be at the airport. Okay, because I'll be in Dallas for the trial. Can you, BD, can you apply for a green card right after you get married, or do you have to wait? I mean, I encourage people to wait at least 30 days because you need time to build up the evidence anyway. Okay. Unless you already have the evidence, then that'd be fine. But it's really more about the evidence, not so much about timing, just because there's like, you don't necessarily just have to wait for timing just because. Okay. It's more about the evidence. All right, Sarah, let's see what you got over here. You're a USC who sponsored your husband through marriage. 2019, just came here this year in May. Got the 10-year card right away, basically, and used you. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You filed a suspected fraud abuse from the beginning of this month. I haven't heard anything. Not sure what to do. I'm not sure what you can do either, to be honest, Sarah, because if you were the immigrant, green card holder, then we would say, okay, apply for a VAWA, things of that. But he already has a green card, so the only other thing is to report to ICE, I suppose. That's not something that's in our wheelhouse. We don't have any more information other than that. Okay. But it sounds like you already did that. Okay. But just be safe. I don't know. You haven't said anything about abuse to you other than, of course, the fraud. I mean, physical abuse. But well, I guess you did. But yeah, just stay away from this guy. I don't know you're gonna do anything about other than to file that report. I don't know if there's anything you could do. I could be wrong. All right. Okay, one more question. Sorry that you had to go through that. What if you get a divorce after submitting your package to USCIS? Do you still have options? Are you going to safely assume that you're the immigrant's foreign national spouse? You got to do what you got to do. But in terms of if you have been abused, emotional, physical, then you could apply for VAWA. That's a possibility. But the best thing to do is get a report, like some kind of police report, law enforcement report, incident report to prove your case. That's one of the first things, if possible. Okay, folks. All right. Well, hopefully it helps. Sorry I wasn't able to answer everyone's question. Stay tuned. I might just hop in tomorrow later than usual just because I have trial and who knows how long trial will take. So I'll be in Dallas for a hot minute, a couple hours at least, and then fly back to Houston. And what else? But I'll be back live for sure, our normal time on Wednesday. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and you all have a wonderful day. Okay. If you haven't talked to us before, the best way to reach us is the number right up here in the form on the green YouTube and Facebook. Otherwise, Instagram and TikTok, you know what to do. Follow and DM. All right, y'all have a good one. Take care. See you, Tony. Later.